Well, welcome to CTIA's 5G Summit. My name is Ajit Pai. It is a privilege to be with you here today, not just as CTIA's new president, but as someone who believes deeply in the idea of American exceptionalism and the central role that wireless plays in advancing it. Now, let me begin with a heartfelt thank you to Meredith Baker, a fantastic leader and an even better friend. Under her guidance, CTIA became more than just an industry voice. It became a trusted partner in shaping the policies that all of us are here today to discuss. Please join me in a very well-deserved round of applause for Meredith and the fantastic team at CTIA. We've brought together today the leading policymakers across Capitol Hill and the FCC, as well as key executives within the wireless industry. And we are all here today because this moment is crucial. The decisions made in the months to come will determine whether America is a driver of the wireless future or merely a spectator of it. While this is the 5G Summit, this conversation is not limited to 5G. We're talking about the future of US global competitiveness, of leadership in manufacturing, in artificial intelligence, in defense, in healthcare, and in much more. Indeed, the countries that lead the world in wireless will lead in every technology-enabled sector that will define the next decade. Now, at the end of the first Trump administration, the United States led the world in 5G availability, and China was a distant 17th. And that was no accident. President Trump expressed a bold vision back in 2019. The race to 5G, he said, is a race America must win, and it is a race that we will win. I remember it well because I was standing right next to him when he said it. And the president made the hard calls back then and going forward, and he bet on wireless innovation. And then the administration executed. Today, China leads, and we have fallen to third. And that too was no accident. To be sure, the wireless industry continued to invest massive amounts of capital and to innovate new technologies and services. But as a nation, we did not act with urgency and a shared sense of purpose. But I don't believe the immediate past is prologue. I stand here today optimistic that we can reverse this trend, that we can once again enable American wireless entrepreneurship and empower the American wireless consumer. And that means, among other things, cutting red tape, freeing up spectrum, allowing the private sector to create jobs and deliver what I've long called digital opportunity. That starts with restoring the FCC's ability to auction spectrum, arguably the most successful free market public sector innovation of all time. It's now recognized by most as a core strategic asset for our nation. And next, with that renewed authority, we need a clear spectrum pipeline, one shaped not by politics, but by physics, not by self-interest, but by the national interest. And the national interest, by the way, is the consumer interest. We see it every day in our everyday lives. Americans love their phones. They're consuming more data than ever before. They are signing up for new home broadband services at a rate unthinkable just a decade ago. And they're constantly embracing novel applications and services. Now, to keep these American communities connected at home and on the go, we need at least 600 megahertz of new mid-band spectrum. And I'm encouraged that the new administration will take action to free up key spectrum bands that are globally harmonized for 5G. And when they do, the wireless industry will deliver. For decades, our members have proven that they will live by that old ethos of Winston Churchill. Give us the tools, and we will finish the job. So too here, so too today. Now, of course, spectrum is just one component of US leadership in wireless. We also needed to make it easier to build wireless infrastructure across this great land. And to do that, let's update the permitting rules that apply at the federal, state, and local levels. Let's build faster and smarter with less burdensome rules and more predictable ones. Let's work together to delete, so to speak, some of the outdated rules that raise costs and aren't necessary to protect consumers or safeguard competition. Now, taken together, these reforms can be a foundation for a more connected and more successful country. And along the way, they will help create jobs, to drive economic growth and to promote competition.